All right, so if you guys remember about a week ago, we had Donald Trump come out and flat out exclaim that his kids had access to all this privileged information. So, he has to be very careful with respects to what he says. And he just went on giving example after example about how he could insider trade, make a whole lot of money with respects to his kids. And the media blew up about it for, 24 hours. And then there was some other crazy story that happened. Like, I don't know, for example, privatized presidential communications, right? Selling $100,000 a month subscription. So that way, presidential communications can be given to people early so they can make a lot of money in the stock market. Or perhaps war with Iran going on. Lots of different stuff has happened. But we now have a new story. And this story here is coming out of the New York Times, whereby Donald Trump Jr.'s investment firm has just posted a return of 200% for the year 2025. Meanwhile, by the way, let me preface this by telling you that the average investor is about 17%. So Donald Trump Jr. makes 200%. Average investor makes 17%. Now, in what world, if you're a conservative, I'm very curious, in what world does that not warrant an investigation? In what world do you say, nah, that doesn't look like insider trading? In what world do you look at the things that Donald Trump has done over time and time again? Everything from tweeting about or truth socialing, posting on social media about various different stocks and companies and buying them, a week earlier or selling them, right after he mentions them. In what world do you see all this going on and you just tend to ignore it? And you say that's the cost of doing business in this country. In order to have a politician that we, for some reason, admire, I don't know why you would admire him, but for some reason you admire him, you're going to say, well, okay, we got to ignore the insider trading. We got to put the blinders on because, he might be good in other avenues. Yes, he might be corrupt, but we got to allow it. Why is that always the argument? I've never understood it. I really have never understood that. And it just feels like we're now in a situation where there's no going back. If somebody can do this, they can give privileged information to their kids, which is what happened. Of course, allegedly, I guess. But, let's be honest here. Let's be realistic. Nobody's pulling a return of 200%. If they can do all that, and they can still get away with it, at what point do you say, we need to kick this person out of power? We need to impeach them. We need to investigate them for crimes. We need to maybe, again, this is just a suggestion, vote in other people so that this does not happen in the future. Wow, what a crazy idea. But if you're a member of the right, that idea never seems to cross your mind. And I'm curious as to why that may be. But anyways, we'll make a short video today. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like and subscribe button for some more content. Great to stay informed. But tell me your opinions down in the comments. Peace.